Do you want to become a backend developer in 2026? Well, I've got a nice and a practical plan for you. Hear me up. If you're starting from scratch, you need to pick a programming language and learn the fundamentals. Things like variables, loops, conditions, functions, object-oriented programming, and error handling and logging are a great start. Then, move on to web fundamentals. Start by exploring a little bit about networking, like understanding what is DNS, IP, some of the protocols like TCP, UDP, or HTTP. Understand the client-server communication system and learn about the request and response lifecycle. You can also explore HTTP methods, WebSockets, and HTTP status codes. Then I suggest you pick a framework like FastAPI for Python, Express.js for Node.js, Echo or Gin for Golang, and start crafting the server logic. Learn about routing, middlewares, handlers, and much more, and build your first REST API. This will expose you to learning JSON and creating your first CRUD application. And if you feel comfortable, explore GraphQL and learn about the differences between GraphQL and REST API. Now, let's move on to a more persistent data. Learn about databases. Understand the difference between an SQL database and a NoSQL database. Learn about ORMs like PRISMA. Understand database designs. This will take a little bit of time, but trust me, it is so much fun. And don't forget to learn about caching using REDIS. After learning about databases, I suggest you learn about web security. Understand the different types of attacks a hacker can perform on your application. Understand about logging systems, session versus JWT. Learn about OAuth because security is as important as performance when it comes to an application. Then, I suggest you move on to learn about testing, Git, and basics of Docker and CICD Pipelines. These tools will help you a lot as a developer. Testing for a more robust application, Git for version control, and Docker and CI/CD pipelines for containerization and workflows. Again, I will link down below resources for every single step. Finally, learn about message brokers, such as RabbitMQ for cross-language applications and BullMQ for Node.js-based applications. And my final tip for you, always stay up to date with the latest tech updates.